Hello guys, I'm back again. I'm not gonna lie, I recorded a video and I forgot my audio was off again. And I'm really sleepy, really tired. I'm gonna try my best to be talkative while watching this. It's 3 a.m. right now, so hopefully my cat is literally asleep. Look at chocolate. This chocolate, bruh. Chocolate's literally asleep. I'm gone. My brain is fried, so I'm gonna try my best to talk about this. I did watch an incredible video, so we're gonna watch. So I'm not rewatching that either. I don't care. So there's an Incredibles 2 video that he made that I want to watch, and the title is How Incredibles 2 Tricked an Entire Generation. And to be honest, I'm curious. How did it trick an entire generation? So without further ado, we're gonna get right into this. I'm gonna stop wasting you beautiful people's time. Remember, the original link is gonna be down below, like always. Support my man, but give him the 100K. He's so close. He's at 89.5K, and I like the video and everything. So y'all do the same. All right, let's get into this. Let's see how.
Actually, remember Incredibles 2? Considering this movie released over 6 years ago.
Damn. I remember when this movie was coming out too. I remember all the ads and shit. Damn. Incredibles 2. She was becoming the breadwinner of the family. Damn, Incredibles came out in 2004? God damn. Jesus, what is that? Fucking... What is that? That's like 14 years, right? I think.
Already, it's not exactly uncommon for people to forget what this thing is really all about. So what's with Incredibles 2? Is it what you think it is? Is it actually a good movie? If you're like me, you probably kinda sorta remember what happens in this film. Elastigirl being all stretchy, Mr. Incredible being a dad, that one guy who just pukes all the time. It's kinda weird. The truth is, the generation of kids who grew up watching the original movie were super excited for the sequel. I know, I was one of them. But despite the hype geared towards millennials almost exclusively, turns out this movie is actually not at all what you might remember it being. I remember everyone talking about how Incredibles 2 could be movie of the decade. But if you were...
You think? I ain't say it was gonna be all of that now. But I thought it was gonna be good, and when I watched it, I thought it was good.
Someone who watched the movie when it came out, you know that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Incredibles 2 has some surprisingly great moments. There's a lot to this movie, and instead of straight up bashing it like everyone else on this platform, I thought it'd be a cool idea to watch the movie Incredibles 2 in full to find out if it's...
It wasn't bad, though. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't movie of the decade. Nah, that's giving it a little bit too much praise. But it was good, you know?
Actually a great movie, or just another pile of garbage ready to be set on fire.
Nah, it was pretty
what
good.
happens in this movie in depth, while also explaining all the little things that don't really seem to matter. So grab your copy of Pokemon Soul Silver for the Nintendo DS, and let's jump into a movie that's often misunderstood, Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2.
This movie begins right where the last one left off. Seriously, I think maybe 5 minutes have passed since the end of the first Incredibles movie. We see Mr. Incredible hanging on for dear life, trying to catch the Underminer.
Alright, this guy.
It took me 15 years to find out why it's called the Underminer.
Yeah.
I get it now. This dude's whole thing is that he mines underground. He must play a lot of Minecraft.
Indeed.
He's very good at it.
I'm the Underminer!
The whole plan here is that the Underminer blew up the ground underneath.
When did this come out? The Minecraft movie is being made 7 months ago. Oh, okay. My fault.
A bank, so naturally the entire bank fell perfectly in front of him, and now he's able to suck all the money up with his Eureka Whirlwind 2.5 liter large capacity dust cup bagless canister vacuum cleaner.
That is a long ass name.
This is when Mr. Incredible shows up to stop him, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He fails miserably and gets sucked up. Also, I gotta ask this
that's pretty funny.
real quick, was there no one in the bank at all? Like when it fell, we don't see any people or hear any screams, and it was definitely midday when this happened, so I don't know, rip random bank workers, I guess. Anyway, the two fist fight for a bit. It's kind of weird because Mr. Incredible's whole thing is that he's very strong, but he struggles in a 1v1 against this like mole person. Believe it or not, this part isn't that important. Eventually the Underminer gets away with all the money. I'm sure he'll be very responsible with it. Mr. Incredible breaks the giant drill machine that he's in, and it surfaces, causing panic panic throughout the area. This is when the rest of the family, including Frozone, finally show up to help. What were they doing this entire time? Like Violet especially, she's super OP. She could have made some bubble around the Underminer and it would have been
some
over
bubble
with, I feel like, but whatever.
Yeah, that is true, bro. She solos him.
Anyway, this opening section is kind of dragged out for the purpose of showing the audience an epic action scene. Everyone helps in stopping the drill from hitting the City Hall building because I guess that's the most important building in the world. The drill already ran through multiple other buildings and bridges, but those were just regular people, so who cares? Anyway, they all use their powers in a very unique way to stop the drill and save themselves, except for Dash. He's just kind of there, to be honest. But if you remember from the first movie,
I mean, the only thing he can do is just run fast.
Illegal around here, so unfortunately, the family immediately gets 5 stars, and they have to call Lester to avoid the police. Important to mention here that Frozone got away before the cops showed up. He got approached by some guy who quickly asks if he wants superheroes to be allowed in society again. It's very vague. The whole scene is like 15 seconds. What does it mean? So many questions. The whole Incredible family is now getting interrogated. I guess they're in trouble because the Underminer got away. They should have played their own PS2 game. They would have known how to beat him then. A little later.
Their own PS2 game. They had a PS2 game? And it had the Underminer in that game? The fuck?
And the family is no longer in disguise. We find out they've been living in a motel for a while now. But I thought this movie took place right after the first movie. And they weren't living in a motel then, I don't think. I honestly have no idea.
No, wasn't there like a time skip in the end of the movie? There was like a time skip. So that's probably, that makes sense, I guess.
Why did he say it like that? He said it like a mob boss. I'm walking in. The whole family has an intense argument at the dinner table. It's exactly like the first movie, honestly. Later that night, Bob and Helen are talking by the pool, being super sad and mysterious and stuff. I'm not gonna go over every main character in this movie since most of them are just reoccurring characters from the first one. Indeed. So if you know literally nothing about The Incredibles for some reason, just watch.
Yeah, go watch the first one. Don't watch. You can watch this video too. But go watch the first. Just go watch the first movie. Come on now.
I did on the first movie. I hate advertising it that way, but honestly, just watch it. Okay, it'll be easier that way. Anyway, Frozone shows up and he's like.
By the way, okay, I did say this, but this is the video I literally watched and I forgot my PC audio wasn't on, so I just said fuck it and just put on this one because, hey, bro, it's the second movie. And it's been a while since I watched the second movie. I think I said I watched it in 2019 or 2020. I'm leaning towards 2020 more. Bro, that's kind of crazy because I was a freshman in high school in 2020. Damn.
I hate advertising it that way, but honestly, just watch it. Okay, it'll be.
And I graduated.
Anyway, Frozone shows up and he's like, "Hey, I know everyone's depressed, but some random CEO wants to meet up with some supers. You guys in?" Of course, these two say yes because they both have a crack-like addiction to using their powers. I'm pretty sure Mr. Incredible's heart rate goes up every time he sees someone with muscles. So Frozone plus the parents meet up with someone named Winston. Turns out he's kind of a tech giant in the industry, and also he just really happens to like superheroes.
Mr. Incredible. Incredible.
Bro is glazing. He really was.
Plays a large part in this movie. A lot of it can be used for good, and a lot of it, as we'll see, can be used for evil. Seriously, just wait till you see what happens later. As someone who loves watching movies, I'm always online, and that can put me at risk for a lot of cybersecurity threats. You ever click on a link?
Hang on, let me itchy. Yeah, I'm taking a shower after this. Even though it's 3 a.m. I kind of just want to go to bed. But we'll see.
Honest person. She's kind of the person that develops the tech for around the edges, but overall seems like a really cool and honest person. She's kind of the person that develops the tech, and Winston's just the guy that like owns it, I guess. What do CEOs even do? They just like own it, you know? They don't even do anything. Winston tells the story about how his dad loved superheroes. His dad was this self-made millionaire who actually owned the company before him, and turns out he was the super's biggest supporter. Winston's dad even had 2 direct phone lines to Gazerbeam and Phyronic.
Oh wow.
That is. The point is, Winston's dad liked superheroes a lot, and if this was 2024...
Gazerbeam. Is that nigga name Gazerbeam? Whatever the fuck the nigga name is. Bruh, he's the nigga who died in the first movie, bruh. A lot of heroes did.
He'd probably have a Discord server with all of the supers in it, okay? Winston explains that one night some burglars broke into his dad's house, so immediately he tried using the phones, but since superheroes were just made illegal then, there was no answer, so he ended up getting shot by a Silver 1 player on Dust 2. No, but seriously, Winston blames his dad's death on the superhero ban, so his whole thing is that he wants to get supers legal again.
Especially for Mother. She died a few months later. Heartbreak.
Jeez, ever dramatic, dude.
No,
We just didn't know
son.
what to do with the mother. Just have her die of sadness. We don't care. The reason for Winston
That's fucked up.
calling these guys over is that he's got a plan to get supers back in the public eye.
Second
Basically,
chance.
he'll have them save people again, but he's gonna handle the publicity so they're shown in a more positive light. Winston actually recommends starting off with Elastigirl because she's thick with 2 C's and doesn't break literally everything she touches. Seriously, Mr. Incredible, you have to work on that. Later,
He really does, bro. I don't know. The nigga, he fucked up his own car. He fucked up Dash's play. I remember that. He did some other shit, but I
that
forgot.
night, Bob, who's Mr. Incredible, is complaining like a baby. He's kind of mad that he didn't get chosen, which is a little toxic, honestly. Like trying to be happy for your wife, maybe one time.
I'm saying.
But eventually, the two agree to basically swap roles from the first movie. This is probably the biggest part of this movie, is that the mom and dad basically just swap characters. Elastigirl will go out and save the world, while Mr. Incredible will do something arguably way more difficult: attempt to watch the kids. Terrifying. I know. The family is moved into some super fancy rich person house because Winston is extremely rich and can afford at least 3 PS5 Pros. Not 4 though, that's too expensive. Winston, being a
Indeed.
tech guy, has made the house pretty technologically advanced. It's got some moving floors, indoor waterfalls. There's honestly way too much. It's
What?
very confusing to control. After the family plays with the
The
house
couches.
for a bit, Elastigirl puts on her superhero outfit and heads to the garage where
That's
she
pretty
finds
funny.
a brand new motorcycle waiting for her. This
Wow.
thing looks exactly like the flying bike from
It
GTA
does.
5. Hopefully it's fully upgraded. Elastigirl is riding around at 100 miles per hour, but
Nah,
it's
but
probably okay
it looks like the Mark 1 version.
since she's a human
Mark
airbag.
2.
Meanwhile, we get our first real look at Mr. Incredible, aka Bob, being an actual parent. No superhero stuff involved. He's just a dad. He tells their kids what their mom is up to because I guess they have no idea until this point. Bob gets annoyed very quickly. It's clear that he has like no patience at all, which is sure to make his side of the story very interesting.
Indeed.
Right?
Hey, the bus is here. Whoa,
He's like, hey, look at that! Get the f out of my house! Dash and Violet leave for school, and then, I'm not kidding, we cut to later that night when it's time for bed. Jack is put to sleep, and Dash has an important message for his father.
Hello, I'm Luigi, and I'm here today to tell you
There
all
you
about
go.
puberty.
Seriously though, Dash needs help with his math homework, so Bob stays up helping him. It's this
Oh god. When I'm a dad and I have to do that, I'm fucked. I'm gonna be with the little nigga. So what's the square root of 23 or some shit? I don't know. And then I'm just be like, ah shit. Yeah, got me, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
this scene where we get the first iconic meme
I'll
where the
be
most
fucked.
insufferable person you know is probably using it to shield their Twitter page or something. Meanwhile, Elastigirl is finally doing something now. I guess there's this bullet train and there's a bunch of important people on it, because of course there is. For some reason, the train is going the opposite way it's supposed to go, so Elastigirl has to catch up to it and stop the train herself. Again, we had a scene like this in the first movie with the train. There's a lot of parallels like this between the two movies. It happens a million times. And yeah, she just does it, by the way. The bullet train is going like 200 miles per hour, but she's very stretchy, so I guess she's faster or something. She kind of struggles at first because she doesn't have,
It has to be the bike.
I don't know, superhuman strength. No, instead, Elastigirl uses her alt, which is parachute mode, and thankfully that's enough to avoid a catastrophe. The important thing to note here is that the guy in charge of driving the train is kind of out of it. There's this brief flashing on his monitor, and it looks like he just woke up. I think he was playing Friday Night Funkin' or something. But seriously, there's a quick
Friday
message
Night
on the screen
Funkin'.
saying "Welcome back, Elastigirl," signed off by someone called the Screenslaver. Very scary. Real quick, back with the rest of the family. Everyone's asleep now except for Jack. There's a scene where Jack sees a raccoon outside and thinks it's a criminal because of the similar eye mask thing they wear. It's pretty funny, actually. Reminder that at the end of the first movie, the audience finds out that Jack is super OP and has like a million powers. I had countless comments letting me know that he gets his name from the term Jack of all trades because he can literally do it all. So thank you, comments, for letting me know.
Jack of all trades. That is a smart way to use that name. I fuck with that. That's a smart ass way. I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
For the past 4 months, Jack has a 1v1 with the raccoon, and obviously he kind of obliterates this guy. He has a Homelander moment. It's all very cool. I can't show the whole scene in full here for obvious reasons, but it gets pretty wild, just trust me. Bob gets all hyped because this is when he finds out that his baby boy has a bunch of different powers. I thought everyone knew Jack had powers at the end of the last movie, but I guess no one knew the whole time. Not really sure why I thought that, but I did.
I'm trying to think. I guess technically they didn't, huh? Because they didn't know what was happening up in the sky. Yeah. Because in the last movie, when he was using all his powers, they was just happening in the sky, and obviously they don't have, none of them has like, you know, supervision or anything. They can't just, or just like enhanced vision. They can just go up, like look up and just see everything perfect, clearest view. But we can, because we're the audience. I guess that would make sense. I don't know. I gotta watch that movie again.
Dude almost died to a 1-year-old. That would have been embarrassing. Bob gets a quick call from his wife Helen, and aside from checking in on the kids, she's also low-key bragging about saving a train. Turns out Bob is actually really jealous about this, so instead of being happy for her at all, he's all grumpy and fakes his own excitement for her. That's kind of toxic, Bob. You should really use a full heal. The next day, an Elastigirl has this big interview on TV or something. Reminder that superheroes are still illegal, even if she did save a train. So like, this is a little weird. It's implied that Winston has a bunch of connections, so he makes it work, but like, yeah, I don't know. Everyone already knows superheroes can save people. They've done it before. It's just a little odd how fast everything moves in this movie, honestly. It doesn't really make that much sense.
By the way, in this is totally random, but like in this scene right here in Spider-Man, I'm so surprised and nobody like exposed him. It makes sense though, because everybody wanted to get away from the symbiote that was that he was fighting, which was MJ. But like, I'm surprised, like, that only started time he had his mask off, like nobody like actually like you know, like anybody in this bus didn't see him. Then again, they did get hit, so I guess they couldn't. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of a situation that in a game. Let's be honest, it's a game. Who cares? Like, I don't know why the fuck I just did that. God, but Spider-Man got that gap though. Pause.
Done it before. It's just a little odd.
Pause, but still,
in this movie, honestly,
I had to say it.
During her interview, the weird flashing pattern appears on screen again, which hypnotizes everyone in the area. Turns out this is another attack from that screenslaver guy. It's kind of funny how he uses a hypnotic screensaver to control people. Very clever. Apparently, this villain has access to every single screen ever.
Oh my god!
It makes 2 helicopters, one of which has the mayor in it, crash into each other. It's too bad Screenslaver didn't account for Elastigirl hitting all of her QuickTime events, because she does exactly that and ends up saving everyone involved. I mean, unless there was innocent pedestrians near the crash at the very end, but that doesn't really matter. The next day again, an Elastigirl is visiting Winston. I don't think she's seen her family for a couple days now. It's a little concerning. Turns out everyone just loves superheroes now, by the way. Elastigirl saves a couple people and everyone's all excited. Again, supers have been saving people since forever. Not sure why the change of heart all of a sudden. It's like when a game is getting stale, so the devs introduce a battle pass and everyone just goes crazy.
What does your sign say?
That's really weird. Did Screenslaver give her that sign? They should find that.
Screensaver is still out there.
That's really weird. Did Screenslaver give her that sign? They should find that child's parents immediately. Anyway, Winston is all hyped because the world just like supers again. Like I said, it's been like 3 days. How did public opinion change that quick?
Yeah, I don't think that's...
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't think that's happening in real life.
To a bunch of other aspiring superheroes. I guess Winston and his sister Evelyn assembled a team. I'm gonna call them the B team because they're not the A team. Let's be honest. There's a girl who plays Portal 2. There's a guy who's basically just an owl. There's even a dude who pukes all the time. I'm not kidding.
Condition
I gotta see this.
You decide.
Later that night, everyone's either drunk or passed out. Elastigirl is having a light conversation with Evelyn. The two are getting along very well and exchanging some jokes here and there. What an awesome friendship. I hope nothing bad happens to it. One day later, and with the other side of the family, Bob, Violet, Dash, and Jack all go out to eat breakfast. So here's what I should mention, that at the very beginning of this movie, like the very, very first shot in the entire film, Violet's love interest, Tony Ridinger, actually saw her true identity. Because of this, the Men in Black dude had to wipe his memory, but I guess he went a little too far, and turns out Tony just forgot about Violet as a person entirely. Violet tries to talk to him, but gets ignored. Violet tries to make plans with him, but gets ignored. Violet eventually finds out about the memory wipe and gets really angry at her dad. Seriously, I would not want to mess with her. It's basically just meant to showcase the difficulties in what raising a teen is like. It's really hard, I hear. So to make it up to her, Bob brought the family to what seems to be a regular restaurant.
I was there.
Ends up being the place
I am
Tony
there.
Works at. If you're a normal person, you know this is a really bad idea. This shot gives us the second famous meme from this movie.
Oh god.
Everyone.
Normally, she doesn't ever drip like this.
Whoa.
The whole trip to the restaurant doesn't go well, to be honest. That's basically all that happens. Later that night, I think, this movie goes from daytime to nighttime like every scene. It's very hard to keep track of the days in this, to be honest. Elastigirl sets up a trap to find Screenslaver once and for all. She baits a broadcast from him, and with help from Evelyn's tech, she seems to be able to track him down. I'll be honest, it's a very cool scene, and eventually Elastigirl does catch the guy. But what I really want to focus on is the monologue that Screenslaver goes on during this scene. We actually got some crazy lines.
Let's hear.
never confront problems that you are too lazy to deal with.
Calling everyone at home lazy and incapable of helping themselves, let alone others. Also, one of my favorite lines in this speech is when Screenslaver says, and I quote, "Superheroes are part of a brainless desire to replace true experience with simulation. You don't talk, you watch talk shows. You don't play games, you watch game shows. Travel, relationships, risk. Every meaningful experience must be packaged and delivered to you to watch at a distance so that you can remain ever sheltered, ever passive.
What the fuck?
Who can't free themselves to rise from their couches to break a sweat and participate in life." There's a very clear message here about how the masses are oblivious to their own habits. Everyone is just a prisoner of the screen. And if any one of them at any time would just look up for a moment, maybe they'd realize that experiencing moments can be far more impactful than watching them. Now that's pretty deep. Okay, and I applaud the writing for putting that much thought into this monologue. But also, is this about technology or superheroes? We're Syndrome. I'm bored. Anyway, Elastigirl finds the bad guy and beats him up finally. The whole scene is very bright and hurts my eyes a lot. I'm sorry to anyone watching this video late at night. But like I said, Elastigirl catches the Screenslaver and turns out it's just a guy. Someone we've never seen before. Very interesting. Cutting to Bob, and I'm not gonna lie, this dude looks like he's reached rock bottom. I guess he's depressed because his wife is happy. He must be a...
Nah, he looks tired. Like, nigga looks like he's been up for like 2 days straight. That's what it looks like.
Sneeko fan or something.
He literally looks like the nerd emoji, bro.
This all culminates in Bob freaking out and screaming at his kids. He realizes that he just can't take care of his kids by himself. Also, Jack is kind of going crazy with his powers, so he needs help. Understandable. Frozone comes over to help out, but that doesn't really work. So in a last-ditch effort, Bob decides to pay a visit to an old friend, Edna Mode. The GOAT. This is literally just the first movie, but with the roles reversed. It's crazy. We get the whole indestructible suit bit at Edna's house again, but in this movie, the baby is also in the chamber, so I guess it's a little different. The suit that Jack is given is basically just a way for Bob to keep control of his kid from now on. Back home now, and there's a nice wholesome scene where we do see Violet forgive her father for what he did to Tony, which is nice. Again, Bob definitely isn't the best dad when it comes to actually executing anything, but his heart is in the right place. He loves his family, and at the end of the day, he just wants them to be happy, even if he is ridiculously jealous of his wife.
Yeah, he is. He was like really jealous of her, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, that's your wife, man. If she's successful, you're successful. At least that should be the case.
Skipping back to Elastigirl, there's this big celebration because she caught Screenslaver. Everyone is celebrating, it's a fun time, but Elastigirl isn't actually convinced that she caught the right person for whatever reason. Elastigirl is snooping around a little to find out a bit more about Screenslaver's tech goggles. But then, in the biggest twist probably ever, we quickly see Evelyn put some goggles on Elastigirl to brainwash her. What? Screenslaver is a girl? Holy base. This just happens pretty quick and is kind of convenient, but yeah, Evelyn has been the bad guy all along, and turns out she was just controlling that guy earlier to act like Screenslaver for that moment. He's just like a pizza guy. It doesn't even matter at all. We find out that although Winston loves superheroes because his dad trusted them, Evelyn actually hates and resents superheroes because when her dad called them all that time ago, while he was getting robbed or whatever, they didn't show up. Ever since then, she figures supers couldn't be trusted, and so...
Duh. I mean, they're kind of banned. Duh. Again, they are banned. Obviously, they probably just said, fuck that phone. You know, like you see what I'm saying? They probably said, fuck that phone, bro. We can't risk it. I don't want to go to jail. I got family or some shit. Or I'm dead, or I don't know. He had the phone number of that one guy who was dead, but I don't know how long he was dead for. How long was that guy dead for? I don't remember his name. Fuck. What was his name? Damn. Listen, bro, don't blame me. I just suck with names, okay? I really don't know.
So she made this whole plan up and has been operating this Screenslaver character from the inside. Her big plan here is to get all the supers that she got together, control them, make them do really bad things, and make everyone hate supers yet again. The idea here is that she hopefully makes superheroes illegal forever. Evelyn calls Bob and says that she needs his help. So of course Bob puts on his suit and makes his way over. It's kind of funny because as soon as he leaves, the other superheroes who are all being mind controlled now show up at the house and try to kidnap the kids.
No, God.
Thankfully, Frozone is here to help, but even then, it's extremely close, and the kids only end up getting away because Frozone basically sacrifices himself to save them. Gotta love Frozone. I'm happy he's getting more love in this movie. That's a big plus, I'm not gonna lie. And the same thing for the kids, honestly. Cool characters all around. This is when Bob shows up to see his wife acting all weird. He got there pretty quick. I'm sure Elastigirl could have, like, slept at her own house this whole time, but whatever. Of course, this is a giant trap, and now Bob also gets the goggles on and is under mind control himself. So skip to the next day, I think. This is when all the superheroes superheroes we've seen are now on some kind of mega yacht. I know that might sound a little confusing.
Mega yacht.
So just to recap really quickly, random group of supers we met earlier, Elastigirl, Mr. Incredible, and Frozen
Squad
are all
one.
on this boat, but under Evelyn's mind control. A bunch of world leaders, some other superheroes they invited, and Winston are also on the boat, but have no idea about Evelyn being evil. Also, Dash, Violet, and Jack Jack snuck onto the boat somehow. How they got on there is important, but they're here to save the day. Turns out Jack Jack is actually playing with no clip.
Did you just draw a body on her?
How they got on there is not important, but they're here to save the day.
That's pretty funny, bro. What time is this at? I gotta write this down. Where's my phone at? Damn, I don't know my. Oh, there it is. I gotta write this down, and I gotta like, I gotta make this the thumbnail. But this is like, that's actually funny. Okay, 1916.
Turns out Jack Jack is actually playing with no clip on, so now his two siblings need to find him somehow. During this, there's some fighting that goes on between the kids and the B team. It's funny how these kids never really fought before, but they still beat the superheroes up. At the end of this long scene, the kids are actually about to die, but thankfully Jack Jack shows us a power he's never actually done before, and turns really big to actually squish the other supers.
Oh, they died, 100%.
This is when all the not mind-controlled people get mind-controlled. Who saw that coming? Elastigirl gives some hypnotized speech that sounds like it was written by ChatGPT and delivered by R2-D2.
Mandated hiding and silence have made us bitter.
I am mad. We are evil now. The supers hijack the boat and plan on running it right into the city to cause some chaos. I'm not sure how much damage that'll really do, but I guess you could like hit a building. Maybe. This is when their kids find their parents, and I'm not kidding here, get this, they just take the goggles off and then everything's fine. Sure, they take them off with like levitation powers or whatever, but like, yeah, they just take them off. The parents don't attack initially, there's no convoluted weakness or something, just take the goggles off and we're good to go. So with the whole squad back together, it's now become the OGs versus the B team. It's a pretty epic fight, and everyone here honestly gets some time to shine. I'm still a little confused on the owl guy. His head turns 360 degrees, I guess, is his power. Obviously the OGs win because they're the best. Evelyn is now escaping with her brother, but Winston realizes what's actually going on somehow and leaves the server. Evelyn flies away alone now, but thanks to the Portal 2 girl from earlier, Elastigirl is able to board the plane. Okay. This part's pretty funny because Evelyn basically has no powers at all. The writers had to find an interesting way to make this Elastigirl-Evelyn fight like an interesting scene. Basically, Evelyn flies really high, so Elastigirl is running out of oxygen, which is the whole bit. It doesn't last very long though, because before Elastigirl passes out, she finds a flare gun on the floor, and I'm not kidding, she shoots a window immediately.
Oh my god!
And then Evelyn gets sucked out and probably dies.
Yeah, she definitely dies. Oh, holy shit! Yeah, she definitely dies. There's no surviving that.
Or something. I don't know. We never see her again.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
I'm just kidding. Elastigirl catches her. The other guys stop the boat because they have superpowers. The city is saved. Everyone on the boat is safe. And that's kind of the end of the entire movie. Don't get me wrong. It's all epic. It's just kind of anticlimactic.
Sorry, she's rich and will probably get no more than a slap on the wrist.
First of all, Violet.
The fact that we have Saul Goodman talking about prison times is making this ending so much better. And get this, after all that, the legal status of every superhero has been restored, meaning they can all wear their goofy suits in public again. We get a quick scene of Violet starting over with Tony. They're about to go on a date, but there's this sudden crime happening nearby, so I'm not kidding, they drop Tony off and go save the day as a family. How epic. And that was the movie.
Fucked up,
Incredibles 2. Was it really that bad? A lot of people will tell you that it's miles behind the first movie, and it kind of is. But even still, this movie...
Even so, it's still a good movie. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, really compared to the first one like that. It still is as long as it's... Calm down. Re-say that. It doesn't have to be compared. It doesn't have to be... English is hard! I'm just nervous. Okay. I can do this. It doesn't have to be compared to the first movie because it still is a good movie overall. And because it's a good movie, it's just a fun thing to watch. So it really doesn't matter if it's light years behind the first one, you know? I really did enjoy this movie when I first watched it. It was really nice. It had some good shit in it. Like, come on, bro. It had like 2 memes come out of it. The math one and the one when Violet spit the water out her nose. Like, it had 2 memes out of it. I think that's good enough.
does actually have some stuff going for it. Sure, if you compare the two movies, this one falls flat and misses every expectation imaginable, but even saying that, I think it was still enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
I like that Frozone and the kids get more screen time. I like the comedy elements for the most part. Sure, the villain didn't feel that threatening, and the whole Bob being angry shtick got old quick, but at the end of the day, it was more of the Incredibles family, and that was all we really wanted to see.
Yeah.
To be honest, this movie had a whole generation in a chokehold because of its hype. So many people I knew were excited to experience a brand new adventure with this family. We were all expecting more of the original, and even though it's almost the exact same in some places, it's also completely different in tone, themes, and overall execution. It's not a big reason, but that's why I would say Incredibles 2 tricked an entire
Are they coming out with a third one? I can't remember.
generation. We thought it was gonna be a family go off and fight together movie, but it ended up being a mom fight while dad babysit movie. There you go. There's your answer.
They don't got
That's how I
to.
tricked everyone. There you go.
In my
Stop
opinion,
asking.
they don't
Also,
have
comment on
to.
the video if you enjoyed. It helps the channel out a bunch. If you'd like to become a member of the
I
channel,
don't mind if they do,
it's
though.
only $1 and get your name at the end of all my videos here.
The
Also,
GOAT
it directly
gamer
supports
alert.
me and what I'm doing. Thank you so much to all my current members. I appreciate you all so much. Seriously, your support means the world to me. Paul Abdul scores this one a solid pair of mind control goggles out of 5. And yeah, thanks for watching.
By the way, please check this guy out. Please like his videos. You don't have to like mine. You don't have to. If you want to, go ahead. But you know, that video was good. I really enjoyed it. My audio is on this time, so thank God. My cat is asleep. I'm gonna go to bed next. Actually, I'm gonna take a shower. Damn, by the time I go to bed, it's gonna be like 4 a.m. I'm not gonna have no time to sleep. This is for y'all, by the way. I just realized yesterday I didn't record nothing. I'm pretty sure. The only thing I did was that yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday the only thing I did was post shorts, and that was it. So today I recorded a whole entire video, and I'm done. I'll record another video tomorrow. I'll probably play God of War tomorrow. I was supposed to play it tonight, but I couldn't because I was playing more Rivals and I got Plateau, so that's good. But yeah, check out the original video. I'll see y'all in the next one, bro. Bye.